首先非常感谢仲裁庭以及远道来参加的听证朋友，还有所有在座的媒体朋友。但是在我的总结陈述之前，我想说两个问题，就是关于刚才对蛙大律师理查德·杨的一个简单的一个反馈吧。
First of all, I'd like to thank the panel, the parties, and all the medias and the public who came to the hearing, the public hearing today. Before I start the closing remarks, I'd like to make 2 points as response to the statements made by Mr. Richard Young.
首先在刚才他的叙事过程当中，我的律师在给我翻译，在告诉我，他不断的在强调我们在说谎，我们在造谣。那么我们今天公开的目的是什么？我们公开的目的是让大家所有人都知道，我们的手上有所有的录像、视频、监控、照片，但是今天在现场，大家没有看到，很遗憾。我不知道今天视频在现场放，你有勇气看吗？我觉得可能这个视频放出来以后，会让全世界的人会觉得 IDTM 的执法机构跟WADA非常的糟糕。
Point 1, I learned from my counsel's translation about WADA's closing remarks, which indicating that we have been lying, changing or manipulating a lot of facts in our statement submissions. However, I'd like to make the point that my request for this public hearing today is to be open and transparent to the whole world and to disclose the truth and the facts that happened that night during the doping control session. And actually, we have copies of a number of photos and even filming video recordings from that night. I don't know if was permitted to play the video here today to show everybody what kind of operation was put in place by IDTM. I'm pretty sure everybody will be very shocked and surprised. I don't know whether you have the courage to allow me to play this video from that night.
当然，这个录像可能今天大家看不到，但是终将有一天大家会看得到。
I'm afraid maybe the video won't be played today. However, I believe it will be open, available to the public one day in future.
还有一个问题是我刚刚想说的，关于对方的律师说我们说主检官让尿检官站在我后面，让我的母亲站在我后面，是我们瞎编的。但是整一个过程就是主检官告诉我们这样的过程。如果说换成你，让你的母亲站在后面，看你进行排尿，你会愿意吗？你会得到尊重吗？
Second point I'd like to make is regarding the statement made by the appellant. Is with respect to the DCO's proposal or advice during the event, asking the DCA to watch me to urinate and have my mother watch him. What she said to us that day was just, he will stand behind me and my mom will stand behind him. If you or me, would you feel comfortable and feel respected at my age to have your mom to stand there to see you pee?
今天我在这里，我想通过公开听证，就是要告诉大家所有事情的真相。我和我的团队没有任何东西可以去隐瞒。与兴奋剂斗争是非常的重要，但是更重要的是，每一个人，包括兴奋剂组织机构，都要严格遵守兴奋剂的规定，才能让体育得到公平，得到纯净。
Actually, I'd like to take the opportunity of this public hearing today to disclose the truth to the whole world. Myself and my team had nothing to hide in this incident, and I believe every individual and every anti-doping organization must respect the requirements of the relevant international anti-doping regulations, and then the integrity of sport will be protected.
如果体育组织不能够尊重自己的规则，谈何实现公平竞争？如果一个运动员最基本的权利和尊重和隐私都无法保证，更何况去谈及奥林匹克最高的梦想，站上最高的领奖台。
Imagine if sport organizations won't follow or respect their own rules. What's the point of talking about the spirit of fair play? Could you repeat the second part?
从哪里？如果体育组织
这个已经翻完了。
从这里吗？这里。
The second part.
如果一个运动员基本的权利和隐私都无法得到保证和得到尊重，那么我们大家如何去谈及奥林匹克最高的梦想站到领奖台上面？
If the right If an athlete's basic rights and privacy cannot be respected and protected, what's the point of talking about the dream of Olympic spirit to be higher and to be at podium?
去年这一次兴奋剂检查是我请求检查人员遵守规则并保护运动员的一个夜晚，但是非常遗憾的是，这却成了WADA想来进行对我处罚的一个理由。我对此感到非常的不解，也感到非常的疑惑。
My understanding is, at this doping control session last year, I requested the doping control personnel or the doping control team to follow the requirement of relevant international doping control regulations and rules. Unfortunately, I was very disappointed to see this case became an occasion that WADA would like to impose sanction on me.
不好意思 ，OK， 我现在是到这里，现在我从这里看，从这里不可以。
The athlete would like to use a different
Excuse me,
interpreter.
what is happening now? Who is the guy? Who is the person who is here?
你得解释一下。
I was requested by Sun Yang's team to come now to play a supported role in translation. Maybe he feel the current translation service cannot be properly expressed. That's why he requested me during the day to see if I can provide any supportive role in just facilitate the translation process.
Okay, I hope the parties will not object if just to support a better translation. You can go ahead, please.
Thank you.
And let's come to the conclusion because the athlete has only 10 minutes.
And he's had most of them. So please, he has to finish.
Yeah. Yes, but I take for granted you are giving your name, your identity, who you are, because it is not possible. You are before a court, so you enter,
Exactly.
take the floor. Who you?
My name is Wang Lingren. I'm an independent translator, just like the people sitting in the box.
But the people sitting in the box didn't tell me anything about it.
Totally inappropriate.
Yeah. I cannot allow. Please, there are some rules. These have to be well prepared before. You cannot appear before the court.
So anyone in the box is allowed, right?
Let's ask for the help of those people that are in the box. It's not. Oh, please, it's not up to you to appear before a court.
Maybe I could clarify matters. Could we have a 20-second break? We sort this out because this person, we are not aware that this person was supposed to come into the court and translate. And I think we accept the chairman's ruling that
you should have warned the court
as he appeared.
Yes. Okay.
20 seconds.
1 minute of suspension.
Thank you.
1 minute. Please come here. Okay, you.
You go back where you were and you stay quiet. Okay? Never do that again. You finish. You have 2 minutes. Okay. You have 2 minutes to finish and it's over. Okay?
Very precise translation of his
You should carry on doing it if we've got 2 minutes left, 1 minute left, and finished. Okay? Never do that again.
我现在到这里了，我现在已经到这里了，就差不多还有大概几分钟吧。关键是就是讲的时候能如果同时翻很快就可以。
Okay. What are the news, Mr. Micken?
The news is that he knows he's got very limited time. He's going to continue to lose the translation services of WADA's personnel, and we apologize for the inconvenience caused.
Okay. Apologies accepted.
Can I make a very quick remark? Because I think that as this is a bit concerned about the interpretation won't fully reflect what he would like to express. Could the panel allow me to explain to him in Chinese that I already got permission from the panel cast or both parties here to slow down the flow and make sure all the deliberation will be translated as precisely as possible, because I think we have 2 Chinese speaking. I can just explain to him.
Okay. Now you can go ahead, please.
OK，
因为你如果快，我会 miss 掉东西。
好 ，OK， 行，可以继续吗
OK， 你可以开始。
国际泳联在作出裁决后不到1个月，本应保密的裁决书竟然被泄露，并被媒体报道转载，这是如何发生的？
I was very surprised that only 1 month after the FINA doping panel made the decision, that very confidential information in the decision was disclosed.
当然，这个裁决书仅仅只向反兴奋剂WADA组织提供过，然而还存在国际泳联裁决书的保密性被完全忽视的情况。
The recent decision made by the FINA doping panel was submitted to WADA accordingly. However, the confidentiality of this document should be respected.
今年7月，韩国光州游泳世锦赛期间，澳大利亚媒体详细披露裁决书报告，一只黑手在背后操纵媒体，误导舆论，抹黑事实。
At the FINA World Championships in July 2020 in Korea, some Australian media disclosed some very detailed information from this confidential reasoned decision made by FINA doping panel. I feel there was, I've just translated word by word, like a black power kind of in operation behind all these media coverage.
从2018年9月4日那个夜晚到今天，整整438天，给我的身心和名誉，还有我的团队带来了巨大的伤害。
Since the night of 4th September 2018, in the past 438 days, myself and my team have suffered a lot, both physically, mentally, and my reputation also compromised significantly.
当然，这对于我的家庭也是一段非常艰难的时光。在这里，我想请各位的仲裁员
I'd like to
换位思考一下。
to the panelists to take my perspective.
当检查人员违规携带不相干的陌生人深夜进入到我的住宅时，我的个人信息该如何得到保护？
Please imagine one a doping control personnel illegally bringing irrelevant, uncredited staff to. Excuse me. 你去读一下就行 repeat.
我的个人信息该如何得到保护？
I have the question: how I can protect my privacy and my personal information?
当检查人员从见到我的那一刻开始，就一直对我进行拍照、摄像，我的肖像权利该如何得到保护？
And from my first encounter with the doping control personnel, somebody was constantly taking pictures and recording video clips on me. And I think my my rights was not protected and respected.
当缺乏符合资质的陪同员监督我排尿时，主检官竟然提议让我母亲站在身后进行监督，我的隐私权如何得到保护？
One, the DCO asked a DCA without adequate accreditation to witness my urination with my mother standing right behind, how my personal privacy was protected.
为什么我没有权利要求检查人员出示合法资质？当我提议为了等候有资质
Why I didn't have the right to ask the doping control personnel to identify them and show me their legitimate accreditation documentation.
当我提议为了等候有资质的检察官来进行检查时，我可以一直等到天亮。为何主检官和我说拒绝？
Why, when I proposed to the DCO that I was happy to wait till the next morning if she could find a fully accredited doping control officer or DCA to witness the provision of my sample. Unfortunately, the DCO turned down my proposal.
9月4日那天晚上，我被3位检察人员当晚如此无视法律的规则和行为所感到震惊。
I was very shocked on September 4th, 2018, when my rights was completely ignored and not taken into consideration by 3 doping control personnel.
虽然我不是律师，但是我经历了无数次的兴奋剂检查。我知道检查期间，检查人员是绝对禁止对运动员进行拍照和录像。
Although I'm not a legal expert myself, being an elite athlete undergoing many doping control tests.
Mr.
I'm
Sun Yang,
quite
you have to
knowledgeable.
you have to conclude because you are by far beyond 10 minutes.
I'm knowledgeable about the requirement that no photo taking or filming were allowed during the doping control process.
Excuse me, is Sun Yang understood? He has to conclude. Did you translate?
How much time? Excuse me.
We have given him more than 10 minutes. I give you additional 4 minutes.
你本来只有10分钟，现在已经超时，现在给你再4分钟的时间做总结陈词。
我知道，快了，马上就完了。
OK，
那我就。
I'm close to the end.
我知道检查人员在进行检查时必须出示有效资质证件，表明他们授权进行检查。
Legitimate accreditation to demonstrate their authority to conduct the doping control test.
我知道检测的样本完整性必须要得到保证。很明显，检查人员的行为和表现让他们不值得任何人信任。
And their manners didn't deserve any trust and respect that day.
令我万分不解的是 ，IDTM 公司的检测人员无视 WADA 的规定，同时 WADA 却指控我违规。你们就是这样对待一个运动员的吗？
It's hard for me to understand when the IDTM was ignoring the basic requirements of relevant international doping control regulations. WADA provided support.
难道这就是
Is that how they treat the athletes?
难道这就是世界最权威的体育组织维护体育固有价值、创造公平竞争、追求体育精神的正确方式吗？
Is that how WADA as the international anti-doping supervisory body to protect the integrity of sport and the sport spirit and the spirit of fair play?
从我成为游泳运动员20多年来，我一直靠的是刻苦训练去赢得荣誉。我接受了上百次的兴奋剂检测。
I won all the reputation and all the results in swimming for more than 20 years with years of hard work.
每一次都严格遵守规定，积极配合。我相信每一名运动员都有权利要求兴奋剂检查人员和反兴奋剂组织机构遵守自己定的反兴奋剂规则和法规。
I plead that all the doping control personnel and all the sport organizations and anti-doping organizations could respect the relevant rules.
如果按照今天 WADA 和 IDTM 他们所说的没有关系，这个违规不是很严重。那么，我想今天在座的所有的媒体和在座所有的观众，他们都可以成为一名反兴奋剂检察官，因为很容易就可以成为检察官。
According to the statements made by IDTM and WADA representative today, it's not. It doesn't matter. Our argument is not a serious, won't lead to serious consequences. Can I see the next part? 最后一句话。
最后一句，我说，如果说，没有我讲。如果说今天照着 WADA 和 IDTM 他们所说，他们犯的错误和不是很严重的事，那么我想说，今天在座所有的观众和媒体，他们都可以成为检察官，因为成为一个检察官非常的容易。
Slow down, OK， 慢下来。如果你想让我把每一句都翻过去的话。
Is the final remark, please?
Yes, it's the last sentence. It's not in his written speech, and I'd like to argue, according to the statements made by IDTM and WADA today, the mistakes made by the doping control personnel were not serious. We can assume that everybody sitting behind me here in the public area could be or could perform as a doping control personnel.
最后再次感谢仲裁庭及在座的各位，今天你们非常辛苦。我相信仲裁庭一定会做出最公正的裁决，还我清白。谢谢大家。
Coming today, and I hope impartial awards and decision could be granted by the panel and the CAS.